Hey everyone, back with another review on Your Own Reviews. Today we're going to look at the newest installment in the trilogy of 8 movies. We're going to go for the final installment of Andy Serkis, Caesar, Marcel, and the rest of the cast as we look at War for the Planet of the Apes. War for the Planet of the Apes is the continuation of the ape story that we started with Dawn of the Planet, or Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Caesar goes through his phase. This is after part 2, Dawn, where Caesar is seeing his people slaughtered big time. The human race is quickly dying, and we find out about a new enhancement to the virus that was introduced in the first movie. This movie tries to combine a lot of things, as it tries to combine a war movie with a kind of like a Wall-E style movie in the middle of it, because there's not a lot of dialogue. It's just Caesar, his people running around. It tries to be Taken because it's a revenge film as well, and then somewhere near the end it goes into full-on The Great Escape. This movie was very disappointing. I really liked part 1, even though I owned it for a year and didn't watch it. Part 2, I thought it was alright. I thought the main character of Jared Clark was totally miscast. He's not an action film person, as we can see through that movie and Terminator Genesis. This movie, Woody Harrelson's the main bad guy, but he doesn't show up really until like the hour, and he shows up in one scene 20 minutes into the movie, and then disappears and doesn't show up again until probably the hour and 20-minute mark. This is a slog. This movie is slow as hell. This movie kind of reminds me a lot of Batman, The Dark Knight Rises, as it tries to tie everything up from the first 2 films and this one, but at the same time introduces way too much and then does way too much coincidence stuff for it to feel good. There are moments where this movie's really good. The opening scene with the war and all the war scenes, even at the end, are very good. They're very well done. They feel like very Saving Private Ryan good. Like the level of detail. The CGI is really good. Caesar's really good. But unfortunately, the middle of the movie just slows down to a grinding halt. With the introduction of the girl, the comedy relief monkey, and then once we get to the internment camp part, spoiler free, once we get to the internment camp part, it just kind of drags, and not only drags it, these are some of the fucking stupidest guards ever. That's all I have to say. And when you get to the end, you'll see what I'm talking about with the whole Great Escape part. This movie, this is a mixed bag, because at one point there are parts of it I really liked. I really thought it was good. The middle part was fine, but it lingered on too long. And then the ending, there were way too many convenient parts. There were way too many plot holes. And I'll say this right now. That damn ape who was... You dirty ape. That monkey who was supposed to be the comedy relief was never funny. Boy, I wanted him to die. He annoyed the shit out of me, to say the least. The movie wrapped up way too conveniently, and there were way too many parts where you were, the logical part of your brain was going, this makes no sense. Woody Harrelson was very underused in this movie. In the parts he did get to shine in, he did well. Even when he had to spout off this long dialogue that was completely exposition, and it was a complete that moment from Syndrome from The Incredibles monologuing. Even that, it was just like, I can kind of see where his character was going, but at the same time, it wasn't enough to justify what he was doing. They set up this one human character as being important because they keep going back to him all the time in the movie, and his ending was kind of like he could have been anyone. It didn't really matter. This is a movie with it has nuggets of ideas of greatness or nuggets of ideas of social commentary, but the problem is it's so bogged down by either being way too slow, trying to interject comedy where it didn't belong, or it just didn't work. This is a movie that really should have been an epic end to this trilogy, but it's not. It actually, I don't know why this movie is getting the best reviews of the 8 movies. I thought part 1 was the best. 2 is better than this. The whole thing with Koba and Caesar in the second movie was far better than anything that happened in this movie. I guess this is one of those movies where you kind of have to be into the war stuff because there's not much of it. For a movie called War for the Planet of the Apes, there's only 2 war scenes. One at the very beginning that is very good. One at the end, which is haunting, but I don't think it's as good as the first one just because you don't know the motivations for the Second Army. And the way stuff ended like I said, the way stuff ended at the end was way too convenient. This is a big disappointment in a summer full of this. Well, no, this has just been a summer of whatever. It wasn't terrible. If you're gonna see this in 3D or as we saw it in 4DX, don't sit in the first row. We had to because that was the only tickets available. But if you're gonna, in general, if you're gonna see 3D in anything, never sit in the first row. You're gonna be sitting there with your head up, and you're gonna miss stuff because of the size of the screen. War for the Planet of the Apes was alright. It had moments that were really good, but there was too much slogging down, and there kind of was no motivation going on along the movie. That's it. My 6.3. Not bad. It's not great. It's okay. That's it. Until next time.